Jerks Productions presents Sanctuary. Starring Josh Jones, Chris Hetzel, Sam Sacchetti, Carly Johnston, Jessica Pearson, and Liam Kinneson. Produced by Jill Trager. Written and directed by Brandon Tanczak.
I was lost, looking for hope or some kind of light. But the only answers I found came from the tip of a syringe. After that plunge of that beautiful brown liquid released from the world, a dose of that chased with the citywide, man, that was heaven. But heaven has since closed its gates on me. A few months back, I got myself in a wreck. Yeah, I was on a visit to my delusional pearly gates. I almost took a trip to the real thing. After driving my truck off the side of the road and into someone's house, I walked away with a DUI, community service, court-mandated rehab, yet not a scratch on me. Rehab was probably the worst of it, though. There were only so many sob stories I could stand, and the 2 hours that we sat there replacing one addiction for another. Some chose God, others chose cigarettes. I took the caffeine route. Got a little rush and a full bladder, so I could take a piss while someone would tell the same damn story from the week before. Wash, rinse, repeat. Rehab. We were assigned babysitters, but they called them sponsors. Mine was Albert, a real stick in the mud.
Hey Jacob, ready for our weekly check-in?
What's up, Al? Yeah, let's get it over with.
Bert. Albert.
Right. Albert.
All right. How are you doing on your steps? I think we're still on step 2, right?
That sounds about right.
Okay, why don't we say that step together? That way we can both address it. There's no need to face it alone.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. Fine.
Step 2 came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. There. Now that it's out in the open, it can be easier to face, right?
If you say so. Bert.
Look, I've been with the program a long time. I've seen it take years for some people to complete.
Oh, yeah? How long did it take you?
Well, on average, it takes about 90 days. I'd say it was about that. Maybe 85, but who's counting? Not that there's anything wrong with it taking some folks longer. Especially when it's court-mandated.
What the fuck did you just say?
Nothing. Just that there isn't anything wrong if it takes longer. That's all, I swear.
That's what I thought you said.
No wonder why you're here.
That's it! I had enough of your shit! No wonder why you're here. Your kid will say the same thing when he gets older. That is, if you don't lock him in the car again, asshole.
Oh, Jacob. Didn't expect to see you in here. Not until rehab was done, at least.
3 shots. 2 whiskey, 1 gin. To the brim.
Don't you think you're diving a little too quickly there?
To the brim.
Your call.
I went on a 3-day bender. I think it was 3 days anyway. I woke up to the sounds of snoring and crying. My blurred vision came into focus on a disintegrating crib floating above a sea of clothes and trash. Once my sight was fully cleared, I saw my mistress lying before me. Her saggy breasts hung off her skin and draped over the stained mattress pad, melting together, hiding her protruding ribcage under her skeleton sack. Talk about a bender. I was able to escape without waking this foul creature or its offspring. I was in what could be defined as a crack house. The walls were broken sheetrock with pieces of wood poking out, much like the ribs of that thing in the bedroom behind me. Slowly descending the stairs, I saw the glorious exit door. But before I was able to leave, I was stopped by 2 she-wolves sitting on a sofa by the door. In front of them, a coffee table loaded with everything but coffee. Wads of bills, drugs in various forms, and guns. Big guns.
Yo, who the fuck is that?
Shit. Looks like Kimmy brought home another cum stain.
Get down here, cum stain.
Look, guys, I had a really rough night. Just let me go. I'm trying to get out of this place.
Yeah, you see, it's not that simple.
You may get in for free, but there's a toll to leave.
You got to be kidding me.
Does this look like we're kidding?
Now, empty your pockets.
Fuck off. Ah! One refusal and a pistol whip later, I was out the door. Penny and drugless. I wandered around the empty shell of a neighborhood. This is my first time walking these crack streets without fall. I could not just see the sadness, I felt it. I felt its last grip of life fading away. I couldn't help but compare it to my life. It was just as broken as the concrete I was stepping on, so I do the only thing I can think to do. Seek solace at the Immaculate Conception Church under the train tracks. If I can't find peace with the good Lord, I know I'll find someone who will be nearby selling vials of peace. The church was old and also run down. I am sensing the pattern. This place would shake with every train that passed. I heard a rumor that it shook so bad during the mass that a giant wooden crucified Jesus fell off the wall and crushed the priest mid-homily. I thought the place was closed. The 2 water-clogged doors wouldn't budge at first. But I was desperate. They opened whether they would meant to or not. The place still looked like it had some life left in it. Just run down. Bricks were falling out the walls. Pews were cracked and broken. Loads of dust everywhere. And some marks on the wall where the Jesus was hung. I took a spot in the middle. I didn't want to be too close to the altar or too far from the door. I sat for a while trying to make up my mind. My head started to overload with questions. What was the right choice? When was the last time I even stepped into a church? for something other than a funeral. Do I kneel? What the hell do I even say? I folded my fingers like a child in trouble and put my attention to where the cross once hung. Forgive me, Father. No, that's not right. It's been a long time since I last prayed for anything other than violence or drugs, so I really hope you can hear me. This was insane. I always believed God had gone deaf and blind to me. And here I am, begging for its attention. Well, God, tell me if you heard this one before. A beaten down pile of shit turns to some deity who may or may not even be there for help with a problem that said pile of shit brought upon himself.
Yes, it's very common, but doesn't make it any less of a problem that cannot be solved.
A softened voice echoed over my shoulder. It scared me so bad I jumped out of the seat, thinking God spoke back to me.
I didn't mean to startle you, son.
Standing in the aisle, a few pews back with a smirk, stood the most frail human I have ever seen. He looked about 105 years old, with deep crevices for wrinkles, and sharp white hair so fine that it might as well have been translucent. He was dressed like a deacon or some kind of holy man with power.
Where are my manners? I'm Pastor Grinko.
I just nodded at him, relieved that it wasn't God talking to me. I still don't want to let my guard down, though. He shuffled a little closer to me, not lifting his feet an inch. He held out his skinny hand. Hesitantly, I took it. And surprisingly, his grip was a lot stronger than I was expecting.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself to eavesdrop on your prayers, but I may have a way to help. Come, follow me.
Slowly, he shuffled his way to the altar. I watched him and made a quick glance at the door behind me.
Come now, we don't have all day.
His sense of urgency sent shivers down my spine. But I didn't have anything to lose, so I followed. If anything, maybe I could score some of that sacrificial wine. Behind the altar was a wooden door. It had a small rusty chain bolted to it, built into the floor.
Would you mind, young man?
Sure.
Thank you. I'm not as spry as I used to be.
His decrepit fingers point down. I nod and go to pull at the chain. It was like pulling a sword from the stone.
Marvelous. Now, if you please.
Under the door was a stone stairwell that led into pure nothingness. With one hand on the wall, Pastor Grinko makes his way down. As he went down, I noticed he was turning knobs on some metal lanterns, light black. The flickering flames caused the room to glow with an ominous pink color. It was disorientating at first, but my eyes adjusted. It felt like forever, but we finally got to the bottom. Grinko grabbed the lantern that was at the bottom step and took his time getting down to the ground. When I took that leap from the final step to the ground, it felt soft and made a squishy noise like it was moist dirt. Then a putrid smell started to rise up from the ground. I felt if I didn't cover my nose and my mouth, I was going to hurl. Hey, Padre, where are you taking me?
Not much further now, and all things will be clearer.
As I trailed behind, walking deeper into these ruins, covered up as the church basement, I thought to myself, dope wasn't so bad compared to this dungeon. I hope this isn't a recreation of Sodom and Gomorrah. The further we walked, I noticed the squishy noise was getting deeper, more dense, and it was getting harder and harder to step forward. It felt like my feet were sinking into the very floor. I tried looking down to see what I was stepping in, but I couldn't see anything. Grinko had the only light ahead of me. But I wasn't getting scared. I'm not sure how to really explain it, but with each submerging step, I felt more and more calm. I looked up from my feet and saw that Grinko had stopped. I made my way to him and stood behind. We were almost matching in height now, but I didn't give it much thought.
Here we are.
Where?
Solace.
Where? That's when I heard it. The subtle sounds of what can only be described as layers of moist and slimy things penetrating my or itself. I was in awe as Grinko lifted the lantern and revealed a wall made of flesh. Living, breathing, pulsating flesh. Oh, dear Jesus.
Exactly. He has come in the flesh. For it was given to us along with his blood. Yes, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant.
I wanted to run, but I couldn't move. I tried to rip my legs from the floor, only to fall and land face first on what I thought was blood. Grinko shouted as he shined the light on my face.
Accept his love. Let him give you the answers you seek. Do this in remembrance of him.
I saw that the floor was the same as the wall. Flesh. It started to congeal to my skin and ingest me. As I tried to fight against it, I felt a strange tingle being injected into my body. It was warm and cozy. My urge to fight slowly faded away. So did all my anger, my sadness, and my urges. And this is where I have been, one with him. I can't say for how long, since time serves no purpose here. But I have finally found my peace. I found my sanctuary.
This has been Sanctuary. Produced by Jill Trager. Written and directed by Brandon Tanczak. Starring Josh Jones as Jacob, Chris Hetzel as Pastor Grinko, Sam Sacchetti as Albert, Carly Johnston and Jessica Pearson as the She-Wolves, and Liam Kinneson as the Bartender. For more, be sure to follow Jerks Productions on Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to the YouTube channel at Jerks Productions.